Hey everyone, this is David Goldberg. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to David the Realtor. And first, I just want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. Okay, so I just wanted to give everyone here some updates on 2021. I have some basic updates for just the current situation that we experienced in 2020. Obviously, it's a new year, but we're still experiencing the effects of that. So just want to touch on that really quickly. I also want to talk about, the stimulus, how that might be affecting real estate. And then I'm going to talk about Prop 19 and some other laws that might be affecting us this year. And finally, I have some predictions from the California Association of Realtors. So, yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk about real estate in 2021 and some of the conditions, some of the things that are in effect right now. So I'm based here in California. We're still under governor's orders. Real estate is considered an essential business, so real estate is still open. However, there are some changes here. The first change is that we're not allowed to do open houses. So what that means is we're not allowed to invite the general public into a home in the way that we used to be able to. We're not allowed to do showings just to anyone. It is all appointment only ahead of time. You are required to send in what is called a Property Entry Advisory and Disclosure, a PEAD is what your realtor will call it. It's required for any showings, whether you're renting or purchasing. And it's essentially a waiver that allows us to operate in the current environment. Along with the PEAD, there is another requirement. We're not allowed to bring more than 3 people into any one showing at a time. And that 3 people includes me as your realtor. So I'm not allowed to bring in more than 2 people into any one showing at any time. And those people must be the same people that signed the PEAD form. Finally, when you're viewing a home, masks are still mandatory, must be worn at all times, inside and outside. Gloves are also highly recommended. If you don't want to wear gloves, then I highly advise anyone that doesn't wear gloves into a listing to use sanitizer on their hands and to disinfect any surfaces they may touch. The second thing I would like to talk about here is the second stimulus that was just passed. Now, there are a few things here that directly affect real estate. The first thing is the $600 stimulus. Everyone likes a little extra cash, so I thought this would be a great place to start with the second stimulus. These $600 checks will be going to anyone that makes under $75,000 per year. If you make between $75,000 and $100,000 per year, you will receive some prorated portion of that $600 stimulus. If you make above $100,000, unfortunately, you will not be receiving any of the stimulus. The next part of the stimulus I'd like to talk about is the extension of both unemployment and PUA, which is Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. So it's been extended for, I believe, another 11 weeks. It's been extended from December 27th to March 13th. And in addition to any unemployment or PUA that the state of California, which is my home state, or wherever you may live, may be giving you, the federal government will be kicking in an extra $300 per week. Now, it won't be retroactive, so if you were on unemployment or if you were on the PUA prior to the 27th, that extra $300 a week does not go back to when the original CARES Act expired. The third thing I would like to talk about when it comes to the stimulus is the Eviction Moratorium. That has been extended nationwide through the CDC till at least January 31st of this year. Now, in the state of California, that doesn't really affect us because governor's orders have already extended the eviction moratorium through the end of January as well. Regardless of where you are in the United States, you do not face the risk of eviction right now under the CDC moratorium. Finally, I'd like to talk about the Paycheck Protection Program, otherwise known as the PPP. They've added $284 billion in funding to this. They are loans for any small business that may need it to cover their costs during the current situation. And they have made the process for loan forgiveness for loans under $150,000. They have streamlined that process. If you currently have an outstanding loan, and if you need a second round of funding, I believe they're funding it up to $2 million per loan. of second round funding for those that have already gotten the PPP. The next thing I'd like to talk about is Prop 19 and how that will affect you this year. Prop 19 was passed by California voters in the November general election of 2020, and it goes into effect February 16th of 2021. So the benefits of Prop 19 are mainly to seniors, disabled, and victims of natural disasters. What Prop 19 will allow this group to do is to transfer their home tax basis, their previous home tax basis, whether it was destroyed by natural disaster or whether they are disabled or elderly and the home no longer works for them. They get a one-time basis. Seniors, I believe, get a three-time base or three-time tax exemptions to move homes and take their previous home's tax basis. Now, the people this will impact negatively are the people that inherit properties, specifically the people that inherit income properties or vacation homes. Prop 19 will actually be raising the tax assessment on homes that are inherited if you do not use them as your primary residence. Now, the caveat here is there must be over $1 million difference between the inheritance value and the previous assessed value. So you have up to $1 million in free value to accumulate before Prop 19 takes effect. But for multi-million-dollar beach homes, let's say that may be used as an Airbnb, if your grandparents purchased it back in the 70s or 80s for $100,000 and it's worth $4 or $5 million now, you're going to be paying the taxes at a $4 to $5 million rate. So let's talk about the fun stuff here. Let's talk about the predictions from the California Association of Realtors. California has hit 500,000 single-family home sales for the first time since 2008 as of December 17th of 2020. The association expects this trend to continue. They're expecting up to about 10% growth in the home sales numbers. So that means if over 500,000 homes sold in 2020, they're expecting about 550,000 or so, up to about that in sales this year. The next thing are interest rates and the cost of borrowing. The cost of borrowing has been historically low as of 2020. In fact, it set a record low 14 times in 2020 in terms of interest rates. So there's never been a cheaper time to purchase a home and to sign up for a mortgage or to sign up for a refinance as well. Finally, mortgage lenders are seeing a huge increase in applications. They're seeing at least a 10% rise in applications versus this point last year. Now, along with C.A.R, I'm personally predicting 2021 will be a very competitive year for real estate. Now, in 2020, most of my offers were competitive, meaning we were not the only offer. Most of the time it was at least 4 or 5 offers. I think the most offers we were competing against were 18. You will be competing against multiple offers in 2021, most likely. People just want to have secure housing right now. This isn't really a good time to try to get a deal. This isn't a good time to try to lowball someone. All right. Well, I want to thank you for making it this far. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and stick around. Follow me on Instagram at davidgoldberg.realtor. On Instagram, I will be asking you guys other content that you would like to see here. I'm planning on how-to videos for both the general public and real estate professionals. As someone born and raised in LA, I'm planning on doing some videos about the history of LA. And on top of that, I'm also planning on providing videos that you might find helpful, whether it's how to fill out a purchase contract, whether it's how to stage a home, or why you should stage a home. These are the type of videos that I'm looking forward to providing for you. So if this is something interesting, once again, please subscribe. And thank you all for making it this far. Until next time, bye.